Okay. And we should be live. Gonna go ahead and check that now. Turn down the fan. Okay, we are live. Okay, great. Hello everybody. I am Rupert King, your host, and today, welcome to the Autodromo Nazionale in Monza. It is currently around 8 p.m. European time, and it is now 2:01 Central Standard. We look to be having a very nice race today here at the Temple of Speed, and, well, let's just see how it goes, yeah? And so we have everybody currently readying up. I have no idea if the stream is actually going. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, no, there we go. Nope, we have connection. We have established connection. Also, I do have the stream open, so anybody in the stream that do wish to talk, yeah, just go ahead and comment in the chat below. I will answer any questions that you may have, yeah. So, Monza, also known as the Temple of Speed, having one of the most interesting track layouts during the 50s. And indeed, we do keep some of that. Oh. I have no idea. Can you guys hear me now? Are you... Okay, I have no idea what happened. Hello? I have no idea if you guys can hear me. So anyways, yes, welcome to Monza for the, for round... God, what round is it now? I'm such a great commentator, you know? Always remembering times. So anyways, yes, Season 4 of Monza. Only 2 races left to go after it, and that being in France and then Brazil. So this is currently... Oh, I can hear myself. So this is round 13, Season 4. Okay, so, yep, hello. Hello, Cozy Snake F1? No, Cozy Snake 1. Okay, so, well, once again, we do only have, interestingly, 15 drivers currently on the grid. Definitely a far cry from the normal 20 that we usually see. Something similar to, say, last week's. Oh dear, it seems that Lowe has left the session. Zola has indeed told me that it will be an all-dry session. And so we're ready to get this underway. So currently in attendance we have Atway, Tootie, Fiend, Joe Pelli, Careless Jackson, BG Bullbeast, XRL Zola, Danny JJ, Fletch, Torpedo, Llama Lowe, Waldo, and Edgar. So no Wise today, no Danny JJ, no Trap Paulos. Including which, no Veluce. Which is great, because I would be extremely embarrassed if I got his name wrong again. Okay, we're also getting some more reports that Q2 will be raining. After all, we do see some nice cloudy clouds up ahead. And we're currently riding on board with Careless Jackson, who currently has his intermediates on. Ryan Hurricane joining, as BG Bullbeast allows Careless Jackson by. As we go now into the second chicane, and soon into the first and second Lesmos. Here we go as we enter into the first Lesmo. Through to the second Lesmo. out to the Curva del... I'm not even going to try to put Seraglio. However, I do know these bunch of corners. This is Valione and Ascari, as he now exits now through the straight onto the next and final corner, turn 9 and turn 10, the Curva di Parabolica. There he goes. He's going to want to take it around third gear. However, he is interestingly staying in fourth as he now goes through T10 and across the line to start his hot lap. He will soon, and there's Careless Jackson now entering the Rettifilio T1, where most likely most of our takeouts will be taking place. No drive, or actually no, never mind. Let's just say the Rettifilio is in fact the drive-through place. Reason being, everybody's getting takeout tonight. We do see some interesting lap times so far. However, the first one that looks to be going across the... Oh, never mind. He's currently on his out lap. What about... Okay, no, there's Danny JJ. Oh. Talk about a lucky shot right there. Good lord. Right into the barriers right before Parabolica. As he and RB Llama go into the pits. As currently now we ride on board with the first time of the day, which will be clocked by BG Bullbeast. The Russian in his racing point, the 21 machine, as we can see the pink BWT logos, or the blue BWT logos on the pink background, as he exits Parabolica and sets the first time of a 1:29.522. Soon to follow him is Careless Jackson, and he... Oh yeah, no, never mind, excuse me. Careless Jackson invalidated his lap time, and thus the reason why he's currently not on the board currently. However, here comes Atway to start his hot lap, as well as Joe Pelly behind. And here we see Tootie coming out of the Parabolica. Him and Fletch both. Or Fletch getting in front of Tootie with a 1:34.704. Tootie right behind with a 1:51.051. And next to come up is a McLaren of Torpedo. Oh, never mind, he's going into the bits. Very unfortunate for Torpedo, as we see the majority of the cars going through the first, through the Lesmo. Or no, excuse me, through Rettifilio. I'm also getting more news in from Zola. Oh dear, that's Atway in the wall. Or, yeah, that's Atway in the wall after... Got him really off my A game. Yeah, oh well. So the wall he was just in was pretty much at the exit of Scari. And here's the current news from Rocky Valzola. So all dry, but rain will be in Q2, as Atway unfortunately spins again, as we're now following with one of the Italian stallions, Tyrell Zola. Wise currently has a race ban after the last week, as well as with Minea. So both silver arrows are out for Monza. A very interesting race that we had last week, Mexico. Both of the drivers getting extremely heated, and both of them most likely putting race reports on each other. Oh! So they both have the ban till the rest of the season. Oh dear. Yeah, this is something that we don't usually see in X2 quite often. But if you guys want to go watch or rewatch the stream of the Grand Prix in Mexico City, you can go ahead and do that through our YouTube channel as well as our Twitch channel if you look back to the X2 Mexican Grand Prix. So currently the board is as follows: BG Bulbies staying on pole, Careless Jackson right behind, followed by Joe Pelli, Fletch, Zola, and Tootie. Oh dear, as I say that, Tootie gets onto the grass at one of the Lesmos. Very unfortunate, as Torpedo and Zola now go by. Go for the next one to look to be out of the Parabolica. Comes the Haas car of Danny JJ as he crosses the line, taking pole with a 1:20.723. Fantastic lap by Danny JJ and the 28 Haas machine. Fletch and Joe Pelli now both retiring, as well as with XRL Edgar. So far, Atway, Fiend, Torpedo. Oh, there goes RB Llama now into P4 with a 1:30.217. So as I was saying, Atway, Fiend, Torpedo, Low, and Waldo have yet to set a lap time. And since we only have 15 drivers, I have no idea of how the elimination system will work. We see a Red Bull coming out. I believe it's going to be of Tootie. And it is Tootie. He's going into the pits. As well as with Careless Jackson retiring from the session in P3. He feels content. We see the Papaya Orange McLaren of XRL Torpedo as he goes through the curve after the Retafilio and into the second chicane. Or, excuse me, the very short S. Chicanes and S's are very, very interesting things when they're melded together. Now here goes Torpedo through the Lesmos, through the exit. As Denny JJ now goes through the Grand Curve. Next to Brinti del Roga. Oh dear. Torpedo having a little bit of trouble out of Ascari as yellows somewhat come out, but they soon resume straight after. Torpedo will not be seeing a very decent lap time for his first one, but it will set him the standard to keep pushing. XRL 2D now exiting the session so far. Oh! That was a little bit of a near sideways action by Torpedo there as he now exits the Parabolica. And so far, the only people who are now left from the session are Danny JJ, Waldo, Torpedo, Atway, Fiend, and Low. As Torpedo goes through the Retafilio, now through the Curva Grande at around 300 kilometers per hour with around 11 to 10,000 RPM. He will be starting to slow as he now enters the second chicane before the Lesmos. Whoa! A little bit skittish by the McLaren Torpedo as he exits the second Lesmo. Now with a straight and soon through Curva del Vallone. I swear to God, I'm most likely butchering these names. Oh dear! And right in between it, he fortunately has a little accident there. He always seems to be having the incidents mainly through the exit of Ascari, which is very interesting to say the least, because usually, if you in fact have full contact tires, which he does not have, you should be able to go through it no problem. As yellow flags go with a very slow torpedo as he goes through the parabolica. Most likely to go into the pits to retire. I don't think the wet weather tire compound was the greatest idea to take for torpedo, but if so, he will be retiring P9. And to be honest, I don't even think the elimination system is in play, so I don't even think it's a threat to the drivers. Since, once again, we only have 15 drivers. As Atway exits the parabolica on his intermediates, finishing his hot lap P5 with a 1:30.708. Meanwhile, during this race, we are watching the closing laps of the Indianapolis 500. So far, Takumi Sato looks in first. With around, I would say, 30 laps to go. As XRL Waldo retires from the session. As well with Torpedo. So now only Danny JJ, Atway, Fiend, and Low remain. Both. Oh. Okay. So currently the only one out now besides Danny JJ, that being Fiend. Currently on his out lap. Would be the only one that currently does not have a lap time. With most of the drivers currently pulling on wets and or intermediates. That's interesting. Okay, so there's a little bit of a bug apparently. Because it currently shows on the charts that Fiend currently has softs on, when in fact he has wets. No idea what Zola is doing right now. There's Danny JJ in the 28 Haas machine, with no Wise to worry about. Him, Atway, and maybe RB Lama will be able to get away quickly. And there's unfortunately Fiend right there. I think he maybe had a little bit of a braking issue as he went through and out of Ascari. As Danny JJ now goes through the parabolica and goes into the pits. Most likely to retire. As XRL Fiend uninvalidates his lap time as he goes again. Through T1, through the Retafilio he goes. The Alfa Romeo will now be twisting and turning, trying to... Oh! A little bit wide for Fiend there as he now exits the Retafilio. As he continues on into the Curva Grande. So far, just like the weather, a little bit of a gray qualifying session. As we currently have 12 people in chat. Hello? Oh, hello. Fiend is looking... Oh, dear. So currently Fiend has a purple Sector 1. However, I don't know if he'll be able to fare through a purple Sector 2. We're just going to have to find out. Ooh, a little bit of a kink there. Danny JJ retires as well. As Fiend now goes through the second... Ooh. As he exits the second Lesmo. Now through this small kink. As he now goes through into and out of Ascari. As he now races through to the Parabolica. Currently with around a 128 and continuing to climb. It does not seem that he'll be able to beat Danny JJ's time, but maybe, ooh, a little bit of a wide exit out of the Parabolica. And let's see where Fiend will place. Fiend places P10 with 55 seconds to go. Now currently the only one that has not posted a lap time is going to be XRL Low in the Ferraris. Danny JJ questions. Can we just base the grid from Q1? Zola says for the explanation of using wets and intermediates is that they are all saving tires as everyone is through. That's why there are wets and inners. And Low has lost internet. Very unfortunate for Low. As currently the orders is as follows. Danny JJ in P1, followed by Bullbeast, Careless Jackson, Llama, Atway, Waldo, Joe, Pelly, Fletch, Zola, Fiend, Torpedo, Tootie, Low, and Edgar. As Zola says, it's most likely going to be a very wet Q3. Oh, wow, we are going to... I think all... Okay, so Fiend just has to cross the line in order for qualifying to be over. P10. An okay lap time for XRL, Fiend, and the Alfa Romeo. Although I don't know why 15 people decide to show up now. So there is the order as follows. Nobody getting eliminated because, well, we only have 15 drivers, so Q1 didn't really matter. Hello, BG Bullbeast. Hope everybody's having a good afternoon, morning, and or evening. As we are now here for Q2, 15 minutes on the clock. Currently the pits are silent, but soon we will be hearing the roar of the V6s. There's some of the V6 turbos currently being winded up. And now we wait. And it looks like to be the Red Bulls out first. As well as with, I think that's also Fiend out. Yep. So Fiend, BG Bullbeast, 2D and Careless Jackson go out. Followed by Danny JJ and some of the other drivers. As they are now all on softs and mediums. Except RB Llama, who's currently still on intermediates. As we start to now see rain on the camera, I think Llama did pull the correct card this time around. As well as, RB Llama switched to the mediums. Now currently Edgar's the only one on intermediates. Atway, Joe Pelly, Fletch, and RB Llama are currently on mediums, while 2D Fiend, Careless Jackson, Zola, Danny JJ, Torpedo, Low, and Waldo are on softs. There's now Waldo going for the intermediates. As I think we just saw lightning on the camera. So currently, the first one out of the Parabolica is going to be XRL Fiend as he goes for his first hot lap. Followed closely behind is BG Bullbeast. Following behind him are the two Red Bulls, as well as with the Haas car of Danny JJ. Oh dear, I think that's one of the McLarens skipping the Rettifilio. Most likely for good reason. That's going to be Careless Jackson. Currently Zola with the invalidated lap time. Speeding up now to the exit of the Parabolica, will be going into the pits. Is now Fiend. Oh dear. Goes through the out of Rettifilio through the Small King, and soon into and out of Ascari. Currently, Careless Jackson is the first one to go through the Parabolica, and to come out of the Parabolica and post the first lap time. Careless Jackson with a 1:40.599. Danny JJ close behind with a 1:41.532. And then after him, BG Bullbeast with a 1:50.538. Very unfortunate for Careless Jackson as he goes through the jump there. The Rettifilio. Danny JJ now passes by as well as with BG Bullbeast. Waldo as well passing as Careless Jackson busts through the P0. And just look at that foam. That's a lot of foam. There's XRL Edgar with a 1:29.288. A very good time by Edgar. His RPMs are going mad. Let's see, the next one across the line looks to be BG Bullbeast. So currently the order is as follows: Edgar, Careless Jackson, Danny, Bullbeast. Nice easy routes for Careless Jackson. As Bullbeast now enters the Parabolica. A little bit of a tire lock up there, as well as I think we are seeing a little bit of traffic with RB Llama and looks like one of the Red Bulls out of Ascari. RB Llama exits Ascari to start his hot lap. As Lowe rejoins, finally getting his internet connection together. Good for him. Looks like the Ferrari duo will be going together. Rocky Balzola and Apollo Creed. Oh god, I love how me and Steele made that joke. Honestly, pretty damn hilarious. As we see a very slow Bullbeast on the Lesmos, as RB Llama goes through them himself. Whoa, a little bit squirrely by Llama there, as nearly the entire field, except BG Bullbeast and Lowe, currently have intermediates. Edgar's still up in front, but here comes one of the Red Bulls across the line. It's going to be Tootie going for his flying lap. Here comes a Ferrari. It's going to be Zola as he now takes P2 with a 1:31.626. Behind him, Joe Pelli now getting up into P2 with a 1:30.317. Next to follow is Lowe. no, excuse me. No, it's Llama. There we go. So the Red Bulls will be coming through soon. Oh no, never mind. It's the Alpha Tauris. Atway taking P3 with Waldo taking P5. As next up is BG Bullbeast on the mediums, and the only one on a full patch tire, which most likely is not playing well for him as he now goes into the pits, most likely to change up to intermediates. Oh dear. Very skinny Waldo there. We're now right on board with Zola. Currently the order is as follows. Edgar, Joe Kelly, Atway, Zola, Waldo, Fletch, Bullbeast, Careless Jackson, Danny, JJ. With 2D, Fiend, Torpedo, Llama, and Low having yet to set a lap time. Here comes Torpedo now out of the Parabolica to start his flying lap. 2D taking P2 with a 129.879. Pelly again. Oh, now Fiend with it. And there's Llama taking pole with a 129.86. Edgar now in P2 with Fiend now P3 with a 129.660. Now the only two that currently have not set a lap time is going to be Torpedo and Low. Torpedo right now. Currently through the kink and soon into Ascari. As now the entire field is on intermediates as he now sets a purple sector 2. A little skittish for the Papaya Orange McLaren, but he is out. Not out of the qualifying session per se. Just out at around 300 kilometers per hour. As he now enters and indeed exits the Parabolica. Let's see what Torpedo shall bring to the table. And he brings a P6 with a 130.522. A fairly good lap time. Now the only one who has yet to set a lap time is going to be XRL Low and the Scarlet Ferrari. Now currently 14 people watching the stream so far. Hello. As the 86 Ferrari now enters the second chicane. There's a bit of a yellow flag incident. It looks to be Edgar and Fiend having a little bit of an entanglement there through the Lesmos. Now out of the Lesmos into Ascari. As we're currently seeing RB Llama being put into the pits. As we watch Low through Ascari as well. A very secure Low. He knows if he does it too much, he will not be able to get through Ascari safe and clean. However, he does it pretty much perfectly. As he now goes through the straight and into the Parabolica he goes. And now let's see what Low has brought to the table for a lap time. It won't be a pole lap, I don't think. And he goes into the pits. Very odd. So currently still, the only one who has yet to set a lap time is going to be XRL Low. The reason why he didn't cross the line, I have no idea. Indeed it is, Jeebastron. We are looking at a very, very wet race. There we go. Or, actually, I don't know about the race, but currently qualifying session is fairly dewy, if you will. as currently the order is as follows. Llama, Tootie, Edgar, Joe Pelli, Bullbeast, Fiend, Waldo, Torpedo, Careless Jackson, Atway, Zola, Fletch, Danny JJ, Low. Oh boy, we currently have a bit of a television issue. As we're trying to fix it. Stand by. I currently can't see anything through the television. Hang on, as I'm trying to boot it back up. Controller. I really wish I had an extension cord on this thing. I'm gonna have to look through the screen myself. Oh boy. Low again as he goes through the, through Ascari. He might be able to set a decent lap time here, or at least for an outlap anyways. As currently BG Bullbeast and Waldo are now out of the session. Tootie now stands with a 128.764. Currently pole lap. With now 35 seconds left to go. We do have some very slow cars on track currently, as Careless Jackson now retires from the session in P10. And there it is, folks. Q2 currently now over when everybody else crosses the line. What's the first one to do that will look to be Tootie, who now retires from the session, as Llama is the next one to go through the curve of the Parabolica. As he goes through in 5th gear. A very wide exit out of Parabolica. As he finishes P2. JJ now up. Oh, no, excuse me. It's one of the Ferraris up next to the Parabolica. It is going to be XRL Low. What will he set? He's going to be setting himself up for P8. A 129.945. A pretty decent lap. Definitely one that got him out of that slump. And so currently it's only the top 10 that will be allowed to continue on to Q3 and then to the race. So currently, Careless Jackson, Atway, Zola, and Fletch are currently in the, currently in the mess. As Zola, oh dear! Zola hits the board as he now retires from the session as he enters the pits. Very, very interesting. So now, it is officially, official. Careless Jackson, Atway, Zola, and Fletch will not be continuing into Q3. There's now Fiend going into the pits. And here are the standings currently for the ending of Q2. 2D and P1. Llama, Danny, Edgar, Joe Pelli, Bullbeast, Fiend, Low, Waldo, and Torpedo. With Careless Jackson, Atway, Zola, and Fletch out for Q3. And from the real world of motorsport in Indianapolis, Indiana, around 22 minutes ago, the Indianapolis 500 finished. And Alex Palou has indeed come home to win the 2021 Indianapolis 500. Wait, hang on. Excuse me, I got that wrong. Did I? I have no idea. I thought it was Alex Palou who got the win for. Oh no, excuse me. I think actually, Hello Castroneves wins the Indy 500 with who pulls off Alex Palou for a historic 4th win at Indy. Yeah, talk about it. 15 viewers currently. Currently the first one to look to be doing his hot lap. Now with the wet weather tires on all 10 of the cars. As Danny JJ goes through Ascari. Out of Ascari, now onto the main street, now soon to the Parabolica. Through and out of the Parabolica to start his flying lap with there looks to be Torpedo, Low, BB Boldies, Barbie Llama, Joe Pelly, one of the okay, so that's also TV right there. So now currently we have 9 minutes around 9 minutes left in the session for Q3. And as we now ride on board with Danny, now exiting the second Lesmo as he now goes through the kink and soon to Ascari. Danny JJ now posting the first lap time of a 1:31.484, with Edgar right behind with a 1:52.372. Next one to come across the line, that's going to be Low, now taking pole with a 1:31. Bullbeast taking pole with a 1:30.618. Low right behind him with a 1:31.471. As Llama does indeed join the party with them with a 1:31.507. Soon to now be with, I believe next is going to be Joe Pelly, P2 with a 1:31.246. Next up is looking to be, I believe that's 2D. Yes, it is. And 2D is, I have no idea what happened with 2D, to be honest. Yep. Speaking of points, we might as well just talk about the point system so far and who's up in front. Obviously, currently up front is currently Wise with a 207. With 207 points, he is dominating the field. Right behind, he is 2D, in which if 2D can win this race, he will be able to have no resistance from Wise due to the race ban, as well as to get those and pick up those extra points. For 2D currently has 153 points. Waldo with 138, Danny JJ with 103, and I'm going to continue to name everybody that's currently in attendance. So Joe Pelly currently in P6 with 78, P7 Edgar with 57, Taylor Jackson with 54, BT Movies with 47, Atway with 43, RB Llama with 41, Low in P14 with 29 points, Zola with 20, and that's it. And for drivers, or for Constructors Championship, for Constructors standings, Mercedes is still in front, followed by Haas, Red Bull Racing, Scuderia AlphaTauri, Renault, Williams, BWT, Racing Point, McLaren, Scuderia Ferrari, and Alfa Romeo, with Mercedes having 218, Haas 209, Red Bull 207, Scuderia AlphaTauri 181 points, Renault 151, Williams Racing 107, BWT Racing Point 79, McLaren 68, Scuderia Ferrari with 50, and Alfa Romeo with 42. With our sponsors being Ans3CD, CDKeys.com, One Tap, Clutch Control, and that now new but not so new sponsor, MISJA Industries. I do not know how to say that name. So yes, that is all of our sponsors. So thank you for supporting us. With now around 5 minutes left to go, so far Bulby looks to be continuing to stand tall with its 130.618. And so far, the grid, or the times are as follows. BG Bulby, Stanley JJ, Tootie, Llama, Joe Pelly, Low, Waldo, Edgar, Fiend, Torpedo. As the Ferrari of Low now comes out of the into and out of the Parabolica. Looking to maybe set a improvement lap time from beforehand. And unfortunately it does not look like that, like his lap time that he had did not help, and thus he goes again. A little bit of an interesting entrance into the Rettifilia. And in terms of, per se, races, currently we have France next week on the 6th of June. Then we have a break week. And then we return with the 20th of June for Brazil, which will round out the 2021 XRL calendar. And this is regular XRL, none of the XRL PC, since they don't run, or, well, they do run F1, but I don't know if they run the same calendar as Xbox XRL. And with the Extreme Realistic League, they do run the same format as I think we do, but I have no idea what their schedule looks like. As once again, thank you, all 13 of you, for joining us here for the 13th round of the 4th season for the Grand Prix at the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. Oh dear! Low having a little bit of trouble there out of the Parabolica, but he is able to keep the car under control. That will trash his lap time though. Joe Pelly now getting it up in front, taking P6 from Low with a 131.246. So Zola is announcing that it will be a dry race up ahead. Jeebus John commenting, hopefully I can come race X2 again soon. Indeed, I hope you will be able to as well, Jeebus. You're a great driver. As BG Bulby sets now a further distancing lap time of a 1:30.053. But so far, nobody near Tooty's previous lap time in Q2 of around the 1:29 something. Now 10 seconds to go for Q3. Yeah, pretty much, Harry. Just absolute slide into the Reticulio. The only one left to now complete is going to be XRL Low. No, excuse me. No, it was Waldo. Excuse me. As Harry comments, even after braking at the 150-meter mark, or braking point. So currently, here are the results of Q3 going into the race. BG Bullbeast in front, Danny JJ behind, followed by Tootie, Joe, Pelly, Waldo, Llama, Edgar, Lowe, Fiend, Torpedo. Hope everybody's having a great day today. As we now cut to our 5-minute break. After 5 minutes, we will be going loud and live for the start of the Italian Grand Prix. I think now would be the best time if you guys want to ask some questions in chat. I'll be happy to answer them. Hang on, guys. I shall be right back. Yes, sir. Oh, my headset disconnected for some reason. So yeah. Fletch says, I will be happy to make it to the end of the race. Well, to be honest, since it is a dry session, you don't really have to worry about much, except T1 at the Retafilio. You might have to worry about that, because, you know... Once again, I personally believe that the Retafilio is the McDonald's of the entirety of the Monza course. Reason being, everybody's getting takeout. And just like a fast food restaurant in America, just like the Retafilio will be if we do have a crash, it will be served cold. Torpedo says that he's hoping to get solid points, a solid points finish for McLaren. Oh no, excuse me, that's Harry. My bad. You get the best view, Fletch. 13 people tuning in. Welcome. Fletch replies to Danny JJ with, I know, I forgot my popcorn. I will admit, though, it will be very interesting to see all of these drivers next year with how they'll be able to hold up with the new shape that the FIA has issued in real life motorsports and most likely for the 2022 season for F1, that is. Jeebus John wishing the grid good luck. So we still have a little bit to go. Oh, I just got a message from Waldo for a 1 minute moment of silence for Moto 3. So, yeah, please join me in moment of silence. Oh dear. So, just to give you guys some information if you were not informed. Today, Mr. Mr. Jason, a motorcycle rider in Moto 3, has unfortunately passed after a crash in qualifying. Indeed, my best wishes are for his family and for the team, as well as with the rest of the world of Moto 3. It's never fun, this. Indeed, with the Dupa Squire family, I hope they are. I hope they are okay, and yeah. I couldn't agree more with Danny JJ's comment here. That says not that it makes the situation better, but he died doing something he loved up until the end. That's what his family through for sure. As now the drivers get ready to go racing. As now 10 seconds on the clock as we now go loud here at the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. And here we go. As we see the cars light up on the grid. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it's lights on, away we go here at Monza. BG Bulby is coming up in first into the Rettifilio. Currently the places are as follows. BG Bulbies, followed by Danny JJ, trying to get on the inside there. Out on the inside of Danny JJ as they continue to fight out of the Rettifilio. Right behind Joe Pelly, Waldo, with Llama and Lowe having a little bit of a fight there as they now distance themselves. Torpedo and Fiend, Careless Jackson as well, continuing to go down all through. All X2 drivers get through the Rettifilio okay as they now enter through the first chicane. Or no, excuse me, I don't know if you call that a chicane or not. As they now all enter into the Lesmos, the full train of cars, all of the V6 engines going, now exiting the Rettifilio. Curly up in first, BG Bulbies, followed by Danny JJ, followed by Joe Pelly, Waldo, Llama, Lowe, Torpedo, Fiend, Careless Jackson, Hatchway, Zola, Edgar, and Fletch in P14. As they now exit Ascari, as they now all head into and out of the Parabolica to finish the first lap and onto the second one. As BG Bulbies will be going, is still heading in the lead. So currently pretty much everybody on mediums except Danny JJ, who currently is on softs. As they exit the Rettifilio for the second time as they go through the Curva Grande. BG Bulbies continuing to be up in first. Danny JJ following close behind with the rest of the train of cars. Through the short S-bend now. Oh, we do see some smoke. We do see a little bit of debris. I think that's just because some of the drivers maybe got a little bit into contact with the gravel trap there. We continue to see the train of cars very oddly with the absence of Ys. Of course, having a race ban during the Mexican Grand Prix last week. Oh, Danny JJ and BG Bullbeast side by side out of Ascari, soon into the Parabolica. It is going to be a challenge of braking times, and it seems BG Bullbeast will be winning the contest. However, Danny JJ is not wanting to give his line up as they continue to stay near side by side. Now Danny JJ now tucking back in with BG Bullbeast as he now goes outside again, through now down to the Rettifilio once more for lap 3 out of 27 here at Monza. Now Danny JJ, currently being in 28th, is now currently in the lead. BG Bullbeast right behind, followed by Judy, followed by Waddle, followed by Joe Pelli. So currently, Tootie has all to play for here, being the runner-up for the points lead. If he gets a win here, he will be able to continue to close the gap with him and Wise. Whippy, the Rettifilio is basically T1. As now the drivers once more entering to Ascari, as well as out of it, because this is a very quick corner. Danny JJ continuing to stay up in front. BG Bullbeast starting to lose some ground to him. However, I do think he'll be able to catch up to him through the Parabolica, as Danny JJ continues to try and get away like a stabbed rat. BG Bullbeast following close behind. Tootie in P3, now currently near a full second difference between the race leaders. Enter once more into the Rettifilio. It's Danny JJ exiting it first, followed by Bullbeast, followed by Tootie, Joe Pelli and Waldo having a bit of a fight, the Alpha Tauri and the Williams car. Continuing to fight, however, so far, Joe Pelli looks to be currently on top. Yeah, I'm sorry, Whitby, I meant the Rettifilio, not the... American accents, my guy. It's hard to pronounce stuff. Oh! Okay, for a second I was freaking out because I thought Tootie was in a spin through the Lesmo. However, he does get on a little bit of the grass there. Once again, Italian names, Whippy. I'm not good at pronouncing them. Just like, as I once said for Velucci, I once said his name as Valence in the Mexican Grand Prix. But it is in fact actually Velucci. No, I didn't, Whippy. I just say it differently. I'm built different. As Danny JJ continues to stay up in front. Now the gap now coming to around 1.7. The soft compound tires are definitely helping him through T1. As Bullbeast and Tootie look to be having a near scrap soon. I need to change the intervals again. To race leader. There we go. As we continue to see BG Bullbeast and Tootie and Danny all coming out now once more for lap 5 out of 27 of the Italian Grand Prix, as they now enter through Ascari. Now we look now to the midfield, as we see Fiend and Lowe looking to right behind Llama as they now go through Ascari. Out of Ascari now, Llama currently still leading the little three-way train with Lowe and Fiend close behind. As well as with Careless Jackson and Atway. Atway's going to try to get the run on Careless Jackson through the Parabolica, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the case as he continues to try to inch an inch through, or I should say centimeter and centimeter, or meter and meter, metric. Careless Jackson now under attack by Atway as they go side by side through T1 into the Rettifilio. I think I said it time right. And so far, Atway looks to be out and in front of Careless Jackson. Atway now snatches P9 from Careless. And right behind them is the rear train of cars. That being including Edgar, Torpedo, Zola, and Fletch on that order. As the front field continues to spread out now. Already lap 6, and Danny JJ currently has a 2.9 second lead from the from P2 being Tootie. Bullbeast is going to try to snatch back his position of P2. However, Tootie does not want to give it back. As now they exit the Parabolica and onto the straight through for lap 7. Tootie right behind BG Bullbeast. BG Bullbeast is going to try to send it. I know that. Oh, I thought he was going to be cheeky there and try to send it through the Retafilio. But it does not look to be the case. After all, Tootie continues to stay in front of BG Bullbeast as they continue through. And Joe Pelly still having their fight. Joe Pelly, I think, is going to try to maybe send it through the chicane. He does not. He continues to stay in line with Waldo through into the Lesmos. RB Llama, Low, and Fiend now exiting the chicane as they too enter the Lesmo. First and through the second. Fiend looking right behind the massive rear wing of the Ferrari right in front of him. Looking for a chance to overtake, and it looks like that's going to be the case for Low as they now exit through the little kink and into the and through to out of now Ascari with now Low in front, Llama behind with Fiend still last in the train through P6 through P8. However, he does look to maybe soon get the run on RB Llama. However, the distance likes to shrink and expand. Sasha Andre, allow me to give you a little bit of insight. So through the Mexican Grand Prix, Manea and Wise were having a little bit of a fight. And currently, Manea and Wise have a little bit of a race ban through a bit of a fight through the Silver Arrows. Very unfortunate. However, this does give the perfect opportunity for XRL Tootie, who has all to gain, nothing to lose. Actually, he does have something to lose, and that being the runner-up of the points championship. However, that does seem to look unlikely. Actually, that does look a little bit more likely. However, with Waldo in P4, he will have to win this race to get the gap on, try to close the gap on Tootie. Tootie, the same thing with Wise. So far, Wise looks to be staring right into an onslaught of cars trying to outpace him through his absence. Oh, BG Bullbeast constantly looking at the outside before the Retafilio. However, never biting into it and never sending it through there. Most likely a very good career move. As there's a full train of cars there as they now exit through the Retafilio. Low in front of the entire midfield to rear field train of cars. Hang on! That looks to be a very slow Torpedo as he now exits himself the Retafilio. I had no idea what happened to Low. Or no, excuse me, Torpedo. Apparently he's okay. Low currently staying up in front of the mid to rear field train that has indeed developed here. trying to soothe my... Oh! It's getting racy here. Fiend getting the first 3-second time penalty. Same thing with XRL Edgar. Fiend trying to be a little bit more aggressive with RB Llama as they had exited Ascari. Fiend looking all around the shops. However, RB Llama continues to stay P7. With the... Oh! There's a little bit of contact there from Fiend and Llama. Fiend is starting to get a little bit too aggressive with Llama here as they now go through the Curva Grande and soon to the second chicane. So far, very interesting development here. Danny JJ still staying out in front with a near 3-second lead between him and Tootie. However, I have no idea if he can continue this on for long as he now exits Ascari through the straight and soon to the Parabolica once more. The reason being, he does have the softs on and he will have to stop sooner than the rest of the grid. Which so far it does look like a one-stop strategy, and most likely during this lap or through to lap 13 looks to be his designated pit stop. As Tootie and Bullbeast both exit the Retifilio, now trying to go after Danny JJ as they go through the Curva Grande. As we now watch Edgar from a camera up high, most likely from helicopter. Oh, Edgar getting fairly close to Atway. Edgar would be trying to find, I suppose, a nice, neat, perfect gap through where Atway is. Atway a little bit shaky out of the first Lesmo, and then out of the second Lesmo, looking just fine, but Edgar is now a little bit shaky. It seems that Careless Jackson maybe wants a little bit of a piece of the pie. Edgar tried to take his piece of the pie and eat it too. He got karma for it as he now, unfortunately, now has a penalty. However, he looks side by side and indeed passes Atway into the Parabolica. They both go. Atway does not try. He continues to try and make the attempt to claw back into P9, and he does look to be doing it. I don't know if he's gonna... Oh, baby. They're both side by side. Edgar tucks back in and outside once more as they go through now the Retifilio. I thought there Edgar was going to try and give the big send, but that does not look to be the case. I would say the same. Tootie does look keen on winning the championship. After all, with the race ban with Wise, Tootie does have the chance to pick up even more points than before with Wise officially gone with the rest of the Silver Arrows. Hello, Trap Palos. With Tootie and the rest of the front of the grid exiting the Parabolica. They all... Oh! And there's our first pit stop. It's going to be Danny JJ. I told you, from around 11 to around 13 laps, he will pit. And this will unfortunately be the double-edged sword to having a soft tire compound at the start of the race. With everybody staying on with mediums, he will continue to fall through the order. Now Tootie leads the Italian Grand Prix. Oh, hang on. A little bit of side-by-side action. RB Llama takes back P5 from Low. Low won't be happy of that at all, as they now go side-by-side into the Curva Grande. Well, then he to change this up. As Lowe looks on the inside. Lowe getting a penalty. Oh, they have contact. Lowe goes into the gravel trap and loses to Fiend. Now going to P7. He also has to worry about, well, the other drivers, including which Edgar right behind with P8. And with Atway, Careless Jackson, Danny JJ, and the rest of the cars. So far, an actually fairly interesting race, to say the least. Oh no, excuse me, RB Llama now P7. Don't know what happened with him. As they now exit Ascari. A very interesting rivalry, I believe, is to be brewing with Llama and Lowe. As we do see a side-by-side action with Careless Jackson and Atway. Atway getting the long ways around on the outside of Careless Jackson, but they continue to nearly stay side-by-side. But Careless Jackson is forced to tuck back in with Atway as they go now through the first straight and into the Retafilio. A little bit of a train of cars, a little bit of a queue forms up. As we now look more or less in front of the grid. Tootie looks to continue to stay with pace with PG Bullbeast, Waldo, Joe Pelly, Fiend, Lowe, Llama, Edgar, Atway, Danny and JJ now swapping places with Careless Jackson there. So we see the cars now go through and into Ascari once more. Tootie determined to stay with his race lead and with not allowing BG Bullbeast or any of the other cars to get through. Even though BG Bullbeast is right behind Tootie, his real enemy is going to be Waldo, being right behind him in the points lead. As we now look back to the middle of the grid, Fiend currently now in P5 with, whoa, near a a little bit of contact there. Contact! Oh no! It's all going wrong at the Parabolica. Yellow flags! Yellow flags! It looks to be an incident between Careless Jackson and XRL Edgar as yellow flags are continuing to be put out as with the pit frenzy, I believe, is to start soon. With Tootie continuing to stay out. And then the ones that go in are Atway, RB Llama, and Edgar. And I believe maybe we could... No, Torpedo stays out, and Fletch 2 stays out. As RB Llama, Atway, and Edgar now switch on to the soft compound tires as the race continues. I think Edgar should have pulled out of that little position he was there right behind Lowe. Unfortunately, we do not have a replay system. Danny JJ right behind Lowe, and he's going to be make a run on him. The Haas car now going through after the kink and into Ascari. With Lowe, for some reason, not being able to continue to catch up to him. I think Danny JJ is indeed coming into his own through the entirety of this race. Now lap 16 out of 27. Near 10 laps to go. Next time by. With BG Bullbeast pitting for softs. Currently, Tootie and Waldo look to be the only ones, P1 and P2. Now, both of them are not only fighting for the race lead, but also for runner-up in points. If Waldo can win here, he will be able to try and see if he can't continue to squeeze the gap a little bit closer together on Tootie. However, if Tootie wins, he will be able to make the attempt to continue to reach a very far away Wise, with now Fletch now setting the fastest lap of the race. Very alone, Joe Pelly looking to maybe get through. BG Bullbeast now setting a 3-second time penalty for himself. Very unfortunate. We nearly have the entire half of the grid with penalties. If we look continually through the rest of the grid, Fiend is now P4. with Danny JJ and BG Bullbeast continuing to fight for P5. BG Bullbeast is not giving up his position easily as he now tries to go inside, as he now tucks back in with Danny JJ as they now go through the Parabolica. BG Bullbeast right behind, looking to make a decent overtake on Danny JJ, and there he goes, now tucking into the inside and now passing Danny JJ for P4, now P3 because of Danny. Yeah, did Danny pit again? No, 2D pit again. 2D pit for the first time. That means Waldo and Joe Pelli currently have the oldest tires on the grid, as well as with Zola. So currently right now, as it stands, Waldo leads the Italian Grand Prix. Joe Pelli follows right behind with around a 5-second gap in between himself and Waldo as they exit Ascari. And most likely they're going to be pitting this lap by. They're so far away from, yep, and there they go. Into the pits they go. Waldo and Joe Pelli. No! Okay, no, Joe Pelli is now going into the pits. So it, by the looks of it, Bullbeast, Danny JJ, and Hootie will all take back P1 through P3 of the grid. As there goes Joe Pelli trying to get back the race as BG Bullbeast now sets a fastest lap of a 1:21.279. So far, 13 people in the session. Hello, if you haven't joined us previously, welcome to the Italian Grand Prix, round 13. And so far, we do look to be saying a very, very interesting start of the race with some very nice battles from the front to the middle of the grid, and we continue to see that here. Atway and Fletch, both Alpha drivers, and it does seem that Fiend does have the run on Fletch. However, not enough apparently, as the two Alphas continue in the same positions as they go through the first and through the second Lesmo. Danny JJ now having picked up a penalty himself, as Danny exits the Parabolica with BG Bully still in front, starting lap 19 of 27. Oh, here comes Tootie on the inside into the Retafilio. Goes Tootie, now taking P2, trying to claw back his way up to P1, where BG Bullies is right in front. Also, no problem, Sasha. Also, here comes Waldo as well, looking for some form of overtaking position with Danny JJ. Oh, Waldo! He overlapping his car through the sausage curb of the second chicane there. A little bit of contact there with this penalty now applied to Waldo. Currently, 2D is above the top 4, and there goes Waldo passing Danny JJ. Fletch now getting a 3-second time penalty. As Fletch and Fiend continue to have their little fight through Ascari. As Atway's just pretty much watching, popcorn and soda in hand, watching this fight take place. It's pretty much a smackdown for both Alphas, as now Zola 2 gets a penalty. Now the only ones who are currently not penalized are Tootie, Joe Pelli, Kalish Jackson, Llama, and Torpedo. Now lap 20 of 27. 7 laps to go at the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. Hey, everybody in chat. Just saying, in, say, experience and with, you know, me currently being new, how close am I to, say, Crofty in terms of performance for being a commentator? If you want, post in chat. But currently, it does look like Zola is trying to get the run on Careless Jackson, now into and out of the second Lesmo. However, it does not look he does have the exact run on him. However, after all, Zola does have to basically have full sword and shield in hand because of the Papaya Orange McLaren of Edgar behind. As they now go through out of Ascari. Edgar now getting somewhat closer to Zola. As Edgar continues to close to around 3/10. However, the gap does grow wider once more as they exit the Parabolica. There's Lowe now going through the Retafilio. With BG Boldies still up and now in P1. So far, 2D is trying to get the run back on him, but there is Waldo right behind. Waldo continually trying to push it to see if he can't find any more tenths and indeed to close the gap between himself and 2D to make way for him to get into P2. However, also there is Danny JJ working his way up from his... Oh, RB Lama now getting a 3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings. As Danny JJ, with the rest of the top 4 exiting the Parabolica, just our lap 22 of 27. 5 laps to go. Sector 3 yellow flags. However, that gets cleared up immediately. So far, no major yellow flags except the time with Edgar and, with Edgar and 2D at the exit of the Parabolica. Oh, XRL Waldo close behind, but once again, it seems Waldo is going to try and find some way to get near to 2D around some of the more slower corners of Monza. However, because during the exits, it does look to be that 2D has always a better exit than his adversary, as Waldo has a little bit of a wide entrance into Ascari, but gets a fairly clean exit nonetheless. However, if 2D can just continue to bear down on Bullbeast, he will be able to win because of the penalty system. Currently, Bullbeast has 35% ERS. (25, 24, 23) as it continues to drop through now into the Lesmo. That looks to be the first lapped car of the Grand Prix, that looking to be Edgar. Cutie close behind Bullbeast, as long as he can just make do with the space that he has, and if he can just continue to stay on Bullbeast's heels, he will be able to win because of the penalty system. And I don't know what the whole deal with Waldo and Danny JJ and Joe Pally will be. I suppose we'll have to see at the race's conclusion. So far, 4 now laps to go. As we now look back through the middle of the grid, it has widened fairly significantly, to say the least. Both Alfa Romeos still fighting each other for P6. Either that or they're both just trying to get the run on the top 5. Same thing with the I was about to say the dynamic duo. Oh, good lord. Oh! Waldo overtaking Tootie now. Very interesting development as Tootie will try to get back in through the Retafilio. They go for now lap 24 out of 27. 3 laps to go as Tootie needs to get a decent exit to get the run on Waldo as they now go through the Curva Grande and soon now into the second chicane. Now 17 people actually joining us. Dang, okay. Fletch actually getting the run and passing Fiend. Edgar getting another 3-second time penalty. Now Torpedo in P14. As the two Alpha cars continue to battle each other for P6. Fiend looking to maybe get the run on him out of Curva Grande and into the second chicane. That does not look to seem the case. The X2 guys do not like to push it. They don't like to go with these crazy reach arounds, if you will. BG, yeah, it does look to be Y says Waldo is really going for the win. It does look that way as it dims a little bit here in Monza as lap 25 and 27 elapses and continues onward. However, Waldo does in fact have penalties. Oh! However, he is pushing it for the win as Waldo overtakes, or makes the attempt to overtake. However, Bull Beast does get it back. Through T1 and now through the Curva Grande and now into the second chicane. Okay, it does not look like Waldo will be making the attempt to send it through the second chicane. Most likely a very good idea on his behalf. Yeah, as long as 2D continues to stay within around 3 seconds of both of these two, he does have a shot to win. As now 2 laps to go, as they now go through soon to Ascari. Waldo now passing Bull Beast into and through Ascari. Fiend having another 3-second time penalty. This will add up completely to... So far in terms of penalties, Waldo has 3, Bull Beast has 3, 2D none, Danny has 6, Jopelli none, Fletch with 6, Fiend with 12, as he now passes through, now as we now go to the penultimate lap of the Italian Grand Prix. So yeah, Atway with 5, Lowe with 3, as Fletch takes back P6 from Fiend. Zola with 3, Kelly Jackson with none. Llama gets another 3-second time penalty, which will go and adding up to 6 seconds, with Edgar with 12 and Torpedo with none. So far, if the race continues as follows, 2D shall win the Italian Grand Prix. Through that 1-second gap, through the penultimate lap. As all the rest of the drivers continue to make their attempts to go through the Retafilio clean and as quick as they can, as Lowe and Zola try to get the run on a very far away Atway, who's Atway is trying to get his run on the Alpha Tower. No, not the Alpha Tauri boys, the Alfa Romeo boys. Being a Fiend and Fletch, constantly trading positions through the dying laps of this Grand Prix. As we now reach the 100-minute mark for the broadcast. As Waldo exits the Parabolica, followed by Bull Beast and followed by 2D. It's lap 27 out of 27. 1 lap to go. As Waldo enters the Retafilio for the last time. Same thing with following Bull Beast and followed by 2D. However, once again, 2D is playing a bit of the professor role, being a bit of an Alain Prost, if you will. After all, he does not have to push it, but he does have to stay in contention right next to Bull Beast and Waldo, so that way the penalty system will allow him through into the finish. And so far, the entire grid looks as follows. Waldo, Bull Beast, 2D, Danny, Joe Pelli, Fletch, Fiend, Atway, Lowe, Zola, Jackson, Llama, Edgar, Torpedo. And so far, Waldo taking hold of this lead as they now go through the final time. Through and out of Ascari. As Waldo and Bulbies try and get away as fast as they can from Tootie. As they now go through the Parabolica for the final time. Waldo will cross the line first. However, he will not win. As apparently caution's out. Waldo does take the Waldo does cross the line first, but Tootie wins the Italian Grand Prix, cementing his place, further putting himself inside of the points, looking to go right next for the win. Yeah. So let's see. Fletch now crossing the line, P6, with now Atway, because he had no penalties, now pushing the gap between himself and Fiend. Fiend now taking P8. No, excuse me, careless, no, excuse me, now it's a P9, because of the penalty system. No, excuse me, now a P10, only 1 point for Fiend. So currently it is as follows. Tootie has won the race with Waldo P2, Bullbeast P3, Joe Pelly P4, Danny, Fletch, Atway, Lowe, Careless Jackson, Fiend, Llama, Zola, Edgar. Now Edgar and Torpedo are the last two who need to cross the line in order to finish. Unfortunately for both McLaren boys, they have indeed came last. Very unfortunate for the two, and it will be Torpedo taking P13 and Edgar P14 through the penalty system. And there they go. As the McLaren boys cross the line, that will conclude the Italian Grand Prix. It was a very quick and very nice Grand Prix, to say the least, with the driver of the day currently being Fletch for some reason. Personally, to me, I think I would say the proper driver of the day would have to go. Yeah, would have to go to one of the Menfield drivers. But so far, Tootie continues to stay in the runner-ups for the XRL points lead as Zola now leaves the session, as the champagne is now sprayed onto the crowd. Waldo, Tootie, and Bullbeast will be your top three finishers for the Italian Grand Prix. Is there anybody that wants to, I mean, I could try to get some of these drivers in, also, for the race results, Tootie up in P1, Waldo, Bullbeast, Joe Pelly, Danny, Fletch, Atway, Lowe, Careless Jackson, Fiend, Llama, Zola, Torpedo, and Edgar. That is your full... Wait a minute. There's one more. There isn't one more. That's interesting. I could have sworn there was 15 of you guys. Oh well. So yeah, that is your... There's you as so is there, does Sasha, do you want to say anything for Tootie in a maybe interview? So yeah, speak now or forever hold your peace, to say the least. With 18 people with us. Dang, that's pretty neat. Is there any questions for the drivers in chat? Because, I mean, I only want to interview for a purpose, not just to hold up a driver's time. So yeah, is there anybody that wants to talk to maybe the race winner or what? If so, go ahead and post it in chat now. Or to one of the other drivers that are here, as they now go away. So, best to act quickly. Oh, Ryan! We didn't see Ryan start the race. Ryan was just pretty much a spectator watching the race himself. Okay, going once, going twice. sold. No interviews. So, as we finish here in the Autodromo Nazionale Monza, we do now look forward ahead to June 6th, which is going to be next weekend, which we shall be going to France. And then we have a break week for the 13th of June. And then we finish off on, I believe, the 20th of June to mark the finish. Yep, the 20th of June to finish the XRL X2 season. And so far, once again, points lead. This is before the Italian Grand Prix. So, Wise 207, 2D 153, Waldo 138, Danny JJ 103, and the list continues. But I'm going to go ahead and close out. So, thank you for everybody who watched the Italian Grand Prix and the stream. If you loved it, please give us a follow. We enjoy to have so many people in our league. As well as, after the follow, please tap the bell icon so that way you do not miss our race when we go lights out on the 6th of June for France. Something else is we would like to thank our sponsors, N3D, CDKeys.com, MISJA Industries, I think I said that right, and Clutch Control. Thank you to all of our sponsors. And then if you're watching this in post, please subscribe to the XRL YouTube channel. Tap the bell icon to be notified of our race replays. Also, please like, comment, and share with your friends so that way we can have more people to join us. But for now, that is going to be it for me in the commentary box, and we shall see you next time in France. But for now,